right, great. Here we go. Another podcast in Chicago, Illinois, on the road. Never have done this before, but we're at the NCTC Independent Show 2019, and what a show it's been. I'm Joe Smith, in charge of marketing here at CCI, and have two great guests, Jamar, our CEO, and Mac Plymale, our Executive Vice President. With that, just want to get feedback on the show so far. We've always loved this independent show, so John, how's the show going?
So it's great to be with our good friends and people that have been in the industry a long time, people that have similar challenges to each other and to us. You know, we come here looking at ways to improve the business activities of our customers, but also our own cable operations. And I don't know if you want me to get into this, but one of the things I'd like to talk about is that we operate a relatively small cable operator, and when I look at the decisions we've had to make and how to differentiate ourselves in our markets, I know that if we didn't have Mac's Network Solutions Group that brings expertise and solutions for optical transport, CMTS, configurations of our networks overall, and what we're doing to upgrade our networks to differentiate ourselves within our communities, that we'd need to go looking for that. And I want to make that available to everybody. You know, when you're a small operator saying, look, I know a lot about my customer base and I know a lot about the network I have today, but I want to go ahead and become differentiated from a speed and reliability standpoint. I need someone to come on in and help me with building those solutions in enough detail where I can envision where I'm going to take my network, and so can the people that help me in supporting the financing to make that happen.
Yeah, it's so true. So Mac, when you look at the service providers that are part of the NCTC, which includes us, frankly, that value that the engineering support brings to the customer. Just talk about that customer base and why we like them so much.
I mean, first of all, it's exciting to be here. It's a great show. It's my first time here to this show. I mean, all these years that I've been in the market, I've never been to this show, so it's great. The participation's fantastic. The number of companies participating, really interesting. And you find that a lot of these folks, they're sub 10,000, sub 20,000, and they're looking for the help that we can bring. Some cool, innovative technical expertise, some opportunities to really help them make good decisions. A lot of these guys have bought or inherited or somehow built different elements of the plant, and so they're trying to hybridize those plants and have an operational capability that they haven't had before. They've got competing elements coming into their space, and they're trying to figure out how to compete effectively. We're bringing a lot of that technical expertise to them, giving them the ability to really consult and look at where they are today and where they want to be in 2, 3, and 5 years, right? So it's been really exciting, interesting, learning a lot, which is always the most important part, and then really listening to the customers about what they need and what they think they're seeing out there. It's always good to get a little look at the competitive landscape as well.
Sorry.
And then I can tell you that we have some of the best and brightest out there, right? Really the ability to bring some really interesting and compelling opportunities to our customer base and really understand where the market's going.
Yeah, and so these networks that are evolving, what I saw at the booth and a lot of the questions that are coming from customers is where do I start?
Right.
And so one of the features that we have at the booth this year are the assessments. Right. And we think it's truly a differentiator, and it's a great place for this customer base or any truly to start. So what about the assessments, and how does a customer engage CCI to start?
Yeah, you know, I think we're working directly with NCTC now to offer those assessments as part of our programmatic process to the membership. And it's a great opportunity for the membership to understand, where do I start? What's the condition of my network? What's the asset look like? What condition where do I need to really kind of focus in on early in the process? And then what's my longer term outcome? So I think that the assessment really brings them the ability to, with a consultative approach, look at where they are, how do they get there, what are the next steps, prioritize the elements in the network from the plant perspective, and then also look at where they want to be down the road with the outcome and the better performance for their end customers and consumers.
Exactly, and Mac, you're right on track. And additionally, the great friends that are here, there are many people who are smaller and can't get to a show like this to still have the time to operate their network. And so teaming up with our Network Solutions Group and Cisco to put WebEx information out there that can follow things like this podcast to say, look, the information can be available with an hour of your time here and another hour there on WebEx to really understand where to go and how to dig then deeper into these assessments to sort out, man, the outlook for the speeds on my network, especially if I go to 3.1 and I get my outside plant ready for that, and I look at the saturation on my CMTSs going forward with the speeds that I intend to deliver, I can have a plan that is predictable and is driven by the added data and the added customers and the higher speeds that are differentiating me on my network. It's really powerful for the smallest of operators. I mean, take it from us, we're living that.
Exactly. Yeah, well, and even so, we went to a great event last night, and that's one. The show always provides fun events. We were at Wrigley. We did the Field Museum,
right.
And even when we're at this show with thought leaders that come in, we're still talking business.
Sure.
And so, from a small operator perspective, John, what keeps you up at night, and how do you solve that problem?
Yeah, it's just a matter of we think 70% of our new subs are referrals, and when we have slow speeds out there as an option, say a 20 meg speed, and that's the same as a competing provider. We don't necessarily have a differentiating referral in a discussion between our customer and our competitor's customer. So we're moving them up. We're investing in our network with the help of our NSG experts and brethren on the Network Solutions Group side to differentiate ourselves in those markets, so that over time those referrals are all, hey, you got to go to Packerland. Those guys are just reliable, they're local and friendly, and they're the fastest service you can have out there. It's never an inhibited speed because of Packerland, delivering it for me. Over time, we'll own those markets.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where incumbent upon us as NSG to give them what I call the art of the possible. What do you have to work with? What's your investment strategy look like? What's your economic situation look like? What are the technology and the legacy elements you have in your network, and where do you want to take it? All of those things come into every decision. We know it's not just a pure technical decision, it's a business decision. And giving you the best outcomes for your consumers is the way we have to build it out. And giving you his best outcome as an operator is what we want to kind of walk you through. So I think it's one of those things where it's a great show. It's a great opportunity for us to learn. It's a great opportunity for us to teach. We see the partnership with NCTC as very, very positive. An opportunity for us to grow, educate, and really kind of show them the art of the possible.
That's right. Well, great. A lot of learning to continue outside of this show as we move forward. As John mentioned, webinars, podcasts, all available to you as viewers, and just look forward to continuing to make life better. So, John, Mac, thank you very much, and I know we're going to talk again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.